Hello. So this clip will be on the correlation between the Akashic library, the Akashic substance, and the Logos, essentially the Logos-centric philosophy of thought and object, etc. So the Akasha principle, this emptiness, this substance, some people would describe it as, that is beneath form or prior, a substance that exists prior to the formation or the organization of form into the element. This particular substance can be very easily understood, or at least more easily understood, if we look at it from the logocentric point of view. And I believe it was Plato who came up with that, and he looked at all objects as not pure. The purity was in the logos, the pure idea of the object, and the object could never be pure, because any object or idea has to be reflected through duality. So if we look at Akasha, we look at these objects or anything in the phenomenal world, really, and we want to look at the logos of the purity, the emptiness underneath or behind that object. Okay, so this is on the other side of duality, the non-dual state. Now, when you want to explore that in the mental body, through the emotional and astral system, through the vital systems, through the physical, all of this purity, this emptiness, it disappears. Okay, because it is being reflected, the idea is being reflected, the object is being reflected through the dual nature of the mind. Now, this is very useful because then we can start looking at our perceptions as things that are being reflected through that dual nature, and we won't be quite as attached to them. We can also start to recognize from the meditative perspective when we enter states that are of the non-dual perspective. Okay, that is on the other side of emptiness, the non-dual perspective. So you enter those states, and awesome, we did it. And then we try to talk about it, and we have to talk about it through the dualistic side, because that space of a non-form is being expressed by form. That's what a thought is. It is a thought form. It is a coming together of stuff to create a thing. Okay, that is the path of manifestation there. Okay, so we have these thoughts, these ideas, these objects, these things we want to express and bring into form. The issue, well, it's not really the actual thing that we were paying attention to before. Okay, it is an impure version of that thing. And this is a really important thing to note, because it will allow us to move forward on our path with a freer perspective and with a deeper allowance for these ideas that we come to and these epiphanies we have to be simply just things that have happened. That's it. It's just an idea. It's just a perspective. It's just an understanding. It's just some insight. Okay? And that insight needs to be free to evolve. And when we start clinging to the type of insights we have, then you get the type of individual who builds a career based off a few experiences that they've had. An entire career based off just a few experiences, and then they codify. So we want to be careful of codifying our experiences and turning these experiences into absolutes. This is the way it is. Because you need to be open to that experience changing as the reflection from the non-dual passes through that buffer of Akasha and enters the mind in a more pure way, in a way that is closer to the truth. Okay, so speaking of, look at that burnt out car down there. Rusted out as hell. All right, hope you enjoyed that. Hope it was helpful. Have fun and practice.